so this is the furniture example. Let's go ahead and take a look. Basically, if you open up that drawing, 17-2, that you'll find on Blackboard, this is what you'll get if you turn it 3D. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to first click and change this to realistic, and making sure that we are in the 3D modeling. Right, so you can go down here, make sure you're in 3D modeling. That's probably the best case scenario for getting the materials browser. And it's just picking items, picking things that you think will work best for for the walls and for the different elements here. So let's see, what do we got? So kind of like you have a floor, you got two couches, kind of a thing, and a wall. So I'm going to take a look at, let's do this. Let's look at paint. Let's do white flaking paint on the walls here. All right, so now it's saying it's a block reference. I just caught that. So that means we're going to have to explode this. So explode. And let's select everything. All right, now I think we should be okay. So let's try that one more time. Flaking white paint. There we go. That looks good. And let's see, what else can we do? Flooring. Let's go flooring. Hit that little drop down. Let's do carpet. We'll do carpeted floor. See, maybe a braided rug. Let's try a braided rug underneath. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. And let's see, we got like the ottoman and a couch. That's going to be fabric, right? So let's take a look up here in fabric. We got leather fabric, and fabric in general. So let's see. What are our options here? Mesh, netting, pebbled, plaid, stripes, tweed, velvet. Let's do red velvet for the ottoman section here. There's probably a table actually, so you know what? Let's switch that. Let's put red velvet on the couch, and I'm gonna use vinyl flooring. Vinyl flooring. Let's see what the slate does for the table if we add that to the table. That'd be kind of cool. All right, so now that we've got that kind of squared away, we got our basic materials here. So now I just got to find a good angle. Where I'm looking here, I'm looking actually the slate. So I'm going to do the mapping option, right? Material mapping. And I'm going to pick that surface there, hit enter. And I'm going to start adjusting these areas so I can make it maybe a little bit smaller. Maybe something like that. And then I have an issue with the sides because the mapping doesn't actually, let's see, cylindrical. If we do cylindrical, pick that and hit enter. Still have the same issue. What we can do, let's try changing the gizmo, see if that makes a difference here. So I'm going to do the rotate gizmo. Except the mapping first, I got to do that, I guess. Actually, no, that won't work. Sorry about that. Let's go back to visualize and material mapping. Let's try box. There we go. Box is a little bit better. And we can sort of play around with the options for the box. I'm going to lift it up so we get a nice solid piece around the side. And again, we can kind of control, maybe do something like this to give us that a little bit more of an interesting look, right, for our slate. If we wanted to make it larger so that it's one giant piece, All right, I can do that like so. Maybe extend this out. So we get a really, so I mean, obviously this is really, really big, right? But we get the texture of one of those elements, right? So I'm going to hit enter to accept the mapping of that. And let's see. We do have a light. It's already kind of set in there for us. I'm going to zoom in right about to here. And let's just check the render. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so I got some blank space up on top in the corners, which I'm not really liking, and so now I see how these rugs are going to work. So it's giving me black space underneath with the rugs on top. So we might have to change the mapping for the rugs, or the floor rather. So let's take a look at the material browser, look at stone, or excuse me, carpet, and maybe a flower pattern. Let's see what that's going to look like. That might be kind of cool. All right, so same thing. We're gonna kind of change the angle a little bit, zoom in pretty tight, and give a quick look. Okay, so I like this, you know, stone table type look. I want to zoom in a little bit more, but I'm afraid if I do that, I'm actually going to lose some of the information of what we're actually looking at. So my option here is to actually expand the floor. So let's see. I want to make sure I go back to regular gizmo, so I'm not rotating anything. There we are. And okay, so let's see. So let's click on that. Nope, escape. And again, just want to make sure that we expand this. Okay, so it looks like I'm just moving the floor. Maybe if I go from this corner. All right, that's not working. So what are our options here? Well, let's click. Let's go scale. All right, so scale gizmo. And I want to use the bottom scale, right? Meaning just kind of scale this out like so. Nice big carpet. And I can go back into visualize and do the material mapping. So that the carpet is really the size that we want. Right? So I'm going to squish this down back to size over here. Take this map down. Maybe bring it out here. Something like that. So now we have a comfortable, you know, pattern that's large enough, not too big, not too small. It works out. I'm going to hit enter to accept. And one more time. Let's do this. Let's jump in here pretty quick. And let's find out what we got. All right. So again, same thing. Now it's just finding the right angle. So again, I've got the black space on top in the corners. Not a big fan of that. I can either adjust my image, you know, maybe move it up a little bit. Let's see if that takes care of it. It takes care of the left side, not so much the right side. Let's do a different angle and zoom in again. Again, it looks, you know, really close. Yeah, so that's not going to work. I'm going to zoom in, or zoom out rather, just a hair. There we go. So that gives me some interesting, you know, realistic lighting. You know, the light kind of fades out a little bit. Give me some nice shadows. You know, if you wanted to add other elements in there, you could definitely add other elements. possibly your globe from a previous assignment, or maybe a table, and yeah, that'd be really cool. So again, when you're ready, just make sure to change your render preset from medium to high, and give it the 8 to 10 minutes that it deserves. And when you're done with that, go ahead and save it. Again, PNG or JPEG, and upload it to Blackboard when you're done.